And they just came through.
At this time, would you please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem performed by the Burlington High School Marching Band.
Good evening, Burlington. We welcome you to Varsity Field as the Burlington Red Devils take on the Melrose Red Raiders. I'm alongside
Paul Strati filling in for Danny Brothers tonight, who's on sabbatical.
And I'm Joe Viscioni here. Burlington in a few minutes is getting set to play the Red Raiders, Melrose here. Burlington in their past two games are 1-1. Their first game losing a shocking 35-0 to Billerica. Paul, what happened in that game?
Burlington, to be honest with you, just didn't come to play that night. They were very lackadaisical. There wasn't a lot of effort put into it. And against a Billerica team, a good Billerica team, you can't get away with anything like that.
Yeah, they fell apart that game, and they really weren't expecting. They didn't come to the table, and they weren't really prepared. In their last game, Burlington won 28-20 over the arch rival Woburn in the Battle of Wynn Street, where Zachary Sear, the running back, the replacement for the amazing Shanae Garrier of last year, really filled in the hole, as well with Kyle Forrester, to really provide 4 running touchdowns, including a phenomenal punt return by Zachary Sear. Paul, how big will they be in this game today?
They need this game to stay, in competition in that division. That Woburn game surprised me, to be honest with you, because everybody was picking Woburn going into that. And Burlington didn't show a lot against Billerica, which we just said. So tonight's game is important. You're home. It's a decent night. It's a great night for football. And they're coming off a big win against Woburn.
And what's your prediction for this game?
I was thinking, I was watching them warm up and stuff, and Burlington looks like they came to play tonight, so I'm going to go with the Red Devils tonight by 7.
For myself, I'm going to go Melrose 24-13, only because of Melrose dominance in the regular season. In the past 2 years, Melrose has won 14 games in the regular season, with their first regular season loss coming a few games ago to Waltham. Melrose has had much success in the past 2 years, as said, with 2 Super Bowl trips, with both losses to Dartmouth, and Dartmouth a very proven team. And we'll see what Burlington and Melrose both have planned today.
I mean, Melrose lost to they beat Masconama and they lost to Waltham by 1 point. Waltham's usually a pretty good program, so this will be a test for Burlington tonight.
As Burlington does have much to prove in this game, trying to get back on their feet, maybe make it a win streak, which would really be a morale booster for this team.
Burlington's back to receive. Melrose will be kicking off.
As Matthias de Oliveira is about to set to kick off. And the kick is up, and it is a small kick, and that rolls out of bounds by the 38-yard line, and a flag is thrown by the referee.
Not a good start for Melrose. First kick, first play of the game, and they kick it out of bounds, which is going to be a penalty against Melrose. Burlington will take over. A great field position here.
Not sure what Melrose was doing there, as maybe they were trying to do a squib kick, but
Looks like he shanked it off his foot. He was trying to hit it hard, and he kind of missed the ball and kind of just slid off his foot.
but as Burlington, we'll take that. We'll take that field position as
We'll take that as a first play.
definitely.
Dylan Bonfilio.
As Monfilio in the backfield. Burlington set up in the trips format right now with Zachary Sear to his left. As the officials finally moved the ball up to where the penalty took place.
So Burlington's going to take over a great position here, 40-yard line, their own 40. First and 10.
Hopefully Burlington can get something out of this drive as they're in the trips position. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Zachary Sear in the backfield. Monfilio motioning, fakes it, throws a pass, gives it to Zachary Sear. Zachary Sear, he's going, and he is brought down by a plethora of Red Raiders, as it will be a pickup of about 4 or 5 yards. Paul, that was a pretty great first start.
Yeah, it was well designed and well executed. Coming out like that, a flare pass to Sear, and Sear just runs hard. He put his shoulder down, and I think the Melrose player got the worst of that.
Definitely, as it will be 2nd and 6 yards to go here for Burlington. Coach McGuire and Bonfilio talking about plays to do on this drive right now. As we're in the offset I formation right now. Bonfilio looking to his right, 2 receivers to the right. Fullback and halfback. Kyle Forrester alongside Zachary Sear in the backfield. Snaps it, gives it to Sear again, and a bit of miscommunication there. And
that's behind him, which is a free ball, but luckily for Bonifilio, he recovered it. And it was the same play going the other way. First they went to the left, and then they went to the right with the same play.
Sear recovers the fumble.
Yeah, just a bit of miscommunication there. He didn't turn in time. Bonfilio might have threw it too early. But luckily with this field position, maybe they could do something here. As it is 3rd down, though, so they will have to make a crucial play right now.
And they lost the 4 yards that he picked up, so now it's 3rd and 10.
As Bonfilio gets a snap, looking left, hands it to Otavo. Otavo is brought down as he picks up 2 or 3 yards. And that is the first drive for Burlington, as they will have to punt it.
Yeah, not much on that play. He picked up a couple of yards on a flare pass out here to the flats. So Burlington in punt formation. Melrose holding on that first set of downs.
As Fernando Lamine is getting set to punt. And the kick is up.
Nice kick.
Nice kick to about the 20-yard line. And that is touched by Burlington, so A good punt there by Burlington, which will put Melrose in a tricky position to start off their drive.
Yeah, it was a good punt. It took a Burlington bounce and picked up about another 10, 12 yards on the bounce. So Melrose is going to take over 1st and 10 on the, looks like the 25.
Yes, 25-yard line. Similar to where the NFL starts on a touchback now, 25-yard line.
Which I hate.
Yeah. As Gabriel Nyland is the quarterback. Nyland looking as we have a false start on Melrose, and as they will lose 5 yards to start out their first play.
First play, he jumps offside. He was a little anxious that time. Picks up a 5-yard penalty.
As Mike Pedrini with the false start, as they will now have 1st and 15 to get the first down. As Gabriel Nyland looking for the snap, as he is brought down by Burlington, as I believe the tackle was made by Burlington's Patrick O'Halloran with the tackle, brings him down.
Put a big thump that time on the running back coming out, and O'Halloran was right there.
He read it perfectly as it's going to be 2nd and 18 to go right now. As Nyland looking to his left, as there's 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Nyland looking, gives it to number 9 as he is going, and he is brought down by Burlington by number 12, by number 12, Alec Rollins, as number 9, Stephen Abbott on the carry.
Well, again, Burlington playing tough D right now.
Burlington's defense, yes, is shining right now as their offense did not look too spectacular to start out the first drive.
So 3rd and 8.
Nyland gets the snap, looking, much pressure, and is tipped. And that will be 4th down as both teams to start out their drives will be forced to punt from around the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Burlington that time putting a little pressure on the quarterback, forced him to get rid of it, and it was tipped as he threw it.
Zach Sear back deep.
So Burlington should get, again, decent position here on the field. Should be just about midfield. If their first kick is any indication on how they're gonna make out here.
Mike Pedrini with the punt, nearly blocked as it's given to Zach Sear, who gets it, nearly fumbles it, and is hit out of bounds at about the 49-yard line of Melrose.
Reminds me of the Patriots last night on the punts and kickoffs. So Burlington's gonna start in very good position here. They're gonna start in Melrose territory.
Burlington with 2 great starts already in the first 4 minutes or so, where they get great field position. Hopefully they can capitalize on this drive.
Exactly, and you just hit it right on the head. You know, you're not going to get these opportunities all night. You're going to take advantage when you do.
Bonfilio sent in the offset I formation. He hands it off to Zachary Sear on the right. Gets through and picks up 3 or 4 yards. He faked me out there too.
That kind of fooled everybody on that play. I was watching the other guy. Nice fake that time.
2nd down and 6.
So he picked up 4 yards on the play.
That was Zachary Sear. Zachary Sear known for his monster running abilities, having over 100 yards in their last game against the Woburn Tanners, including a punt return touchdown and a regular running touchdown. So he will be key to tonight's game. As they hand it off to Kyle Forrester down the middle, he picks up 4 or 5 yards and will be just short of the first down.
Nice little scissors play that time. Sear with the run and picked up some great yardage that time.
Gain of 4, 3rd down 3.
And as we said, Burlington's 2 running backs, they will be the key to this game. As last game, Burlington had no passing reception touchdowns. So if their run game works, that could truly give Burlington a chance in this game, as they are historically not as great against Melrose, as Melrose, as we said, has regular season dominance against most teams in this league. As Bonfilio looking, gives it off to Kyle Forster down the middle again, as he will surely get the first down. Tackled by the Red Raiders. Many players there.
First down.
As that is the first down of the game for both teams, as
Yeah.
Burlington's offense finally breaking through. There's a bit of confusion on the plays right here. Bonfilio, 2 receivers to his left. Looking, throws it intended for Lamine. Lamine catches it and is brought down by the Red Raiders as he picks up about 25 yards on that play. Paul, their passing game already just got their first reception.
Well, Bonfilio, if he gets the time, he's as good as anybody in the league. The problem is that Burlington hasn't been given, the line hasn't been giving him a lot of time. That time they did, and he showed what he can do.
Yes, Bonfilio does have much talent, but their offensive line has been historically an issue. Not last year, as they had 2 seniors, Matt and Adam Jankowski, who were beasts on the offensive line, as they were
Huge kids, 275, I think both of them are.
As the handoff is given to Zachary Sear. Zachary Sear going, touchdown Burlington! Zachary Sear breaks the scores. It will be 6-0. Burlington ahead of the Red Raiders. Paul, Burlington's offense on this drive has really shown their dominance. Hopefully this can continue.
Yeah, that was a nice, again, the line showed up that time, came out and just made a beautiful hole. I mean, you could have walked through that hole that was made, and a big point after here.
Speaking of their offensive, as the kick is no good by Fernando Lamine, so that is Lamine's second missed extra point attempt of the season. Very unfortunate for Burlington.
Yeah, and that could come back to haunt you in a close game. But getting back to the touchdown, again, Sear just put his head down, came around the corner. That offensive line opened up a beautiful hole, and he just walked in.
And speaking of their offensive lines, we were just talking about how shaky they were. Right there, they looked as good as anyone else.
They're right on cue.
As speaking of the offensive line even more, there were 2 sophomores that recently are not in the offensive line anymore. That is Andrew Woods, who hurt his knee and is going to have an MRI tomorrow, who could not play, and Brandon Dubuque, who will not be playing more for this team. So 2 new roles that Burlington has to push their new players into. And it looks like right there, it worked out for them.
Yeah, again, you build up your confidence in something like that. You open up a nice hole, you score. And it gives you that confidence going in as the game goes on.
Melrose, number 5, Mike Padrini.
As Mike Padrini will be in the back, ready to field this kickoff. As Fernando Lamine is going to be ready to kick it off. And the kick is up, pretty far back as it is caught by the Red Raiders as the Raiders keep going as they pick up more and more yards and is finally brought down by, I believe that is Kyle Forrester with the tackle, as they will start off at around the 31-yard line.
Again, a decent return that time. He should have been stopped for about 10 or 15 yards. But again, the second and third effort that time picked up the extra yardage.
As that was Padrini with the carry there. Mike Padrini, a captain of this team. Watch out for him as he is a great player for this squad.
Yeah, you were saying that when we were before we came on the air here, that he was the guy to watch.
As Gabriel Nyland hands it off down the middle as the Red Raiders, Melrose picks up about 6 or 7 yards there on the carry.
Good run that time. You can see the Burlington trying to tackle high, and they're going to get in trouble. Got to hit these guys low because they're going to drag you.
Alec Rollins with the tackle there. As it is, the handoff is given.
Bounces out.
To Melrose, and Melrose continues to bring it as he takes him to about the 40-yard line. As just as you were saying, Paul, you can't tackle him higher. They're just going to keep pulling you.
He picked up another 10, 12 yards that time, trying to tackle him around the shoulders, and it's not going to. They're not going to bring this kid down like that tonight.
As we have a timeout called.
I think that's a good timeout. Kind of settled them down a little bit here. They just gave up a big play,
as this is where Burlington's defense can really prove themselves here. As they were great in the first drive on defending Melrose. Hopefully they can come back here again, as that was a bit of an unfortunate play. As they just, like you said, Paul, they got to tackle him low, they got to get to him, and they got to stop him.
Yeah, a couple of times they're just watching him. He just dragged the Burlington defender with him.
As Coach McGuire is inspiring his troops over there, trying to get them rejuvenated here and maybe get a defensive stop. Melrose, a couple players to watch out for. Mike Pedrini, the captain, as we said. Stephen Abbott, also known as being very good. And their quarterback, Gabriel Nyland, who is just a piece of art. He's a phenomenal quarterback. As they really prove it, this Melrose team, they have some great pieces, but their coaching staff must be a main reason, Paul, why they've been so dominant in the regular season the past few years.
Yeah, they got a good group of guys over there. They're doing a nice job.
The handoff is given to Mike Pedrini, who picks up 5 yards on the carry and is brought down by Burlington. Tackle by number 36, Cody Davidson.
Again, Pedrini's hitting that. He hits that hole, watching it, he's low to the ground, and he picks up some speed. He's hitting that hole quickly.
As actually Jack Mays is the quarterback here, as Mays hands it off to, I believe that is Pedrini yet again, who picks up 3 yards there on the carry.
Pedrini on the carry. Tackled by number 15, Kyle Forrester.
Gabriel Nyland was not playing quarterback. It was, in fact, Jack Mays here.
3rd down 5.
The senior, 6'1", 175. Good size.
As the hand is given off to Pedrini again, who picks up more and more yards. Pedrini keeps dominating the run game.
For a Melrose 1st down.
Paul, will they keep punching in with these runs, or you think Melrose will finally go with a pass?
No, they'll stay with what's working. Right now, they're picking up first down after first down here, and they've found something that's working out there on that offensive line.
Burlington needs to do something here to stop the momentum that Melrose is getting, as they did miss the extra point too. So like you said, that could come back to haunt them. As the snap is given to Mays. Mays fakes the pass and is dropped by Melrose. Dropped by number 88.
Mays pass intended for number 88, Derek DiRaphael.
Derek DiRaphael is not on the roster. Excuse me, he is.
Late edition.
Late edition. As
that play kind of surprised me. You get something that's working, and they try to get cute sometimes, and it comes back to burn you.
As Mays snaps it, Mays gives it off to Mike Pedrini again, who is finally brought down by Burlington. It picks up 1 or 2 yards there on the carry.
Tackle by number 52, Matt Ryan.
And I'd say this is 4-down territory down here, too.
Gain of 3, 3rd down 7.
Yes, as you said, kickers aren't historically good from kicking from this distance, as it's not. This is probably NFL range or college range. So yeah, 4th down is what we might see from Melrose if they get into that situation. As Mays looking to his left, one receiver to the left, one receiver to the right. As he passes it, nearly brought down, is caught by Pedrini. Pedrini is going and is not brought down, as he makes it just a few yards short of the end zone. Went out of bounds on about the 7-yard line. Paul, what a play.
That was a great play, and they were half a step away from it. Burlington taking the play out, and Pedrini went around that corner, and he showed some speed. And he goes out of bounds at the 7-yard line, so they're going to have 1st and goal here.
As Burlington had some great pressure, and they nearly brought him down there, but
just missed him half a step, and it was enough for him to get the pass off and for that screen to come around.
As I believe that was Kyle Forster with the pressure there, as
I don't know what the referee here.
Stephen Abbott and a couple of the referees are discussing.
McGuire isn't happy with whatever.
As looks like we have
a disagreement. The referee getting a little hot under the collar out there at Coach McGuire.
As the handoff is given to Pedrini yet again. who is just short of the end zone.
Tackle by number
Was
16.
2 yards short of the end zone there.
He's their workhorse, and I tell you, he runs hard.
Second and goal.
Yes, he surely runs hard. Both teams, their run game has been dominant so far. We have Zachary Sear and Kyle Forster on Burlington, and then Mike Padrini, who they're giving to almost every play so far. As Jack Mays, the quarterback, hands it off to one of his players who gets to the Padrini gets in for Melrose, as that is a touchdown as they even the score 6-6 with Burlington, as they will come on the field for an extra point. Paul, this drive has been special for Melrose as their running game has dominated.
Yeah, it was an impressive drive that time. They went they got good field position to start, but Padrini was the answer on that play. He ran probably 90% of the plays that time on that drive. Capped it off with a 2-yard run.
As the kick is up, and it is no good, so both teams miss extra points.
So Burlington catches a break that time. Melrose misses the point after, so again, shows you how even these teams are tonight.
Yeah, both very even here, and it kind of makes you wonder, will any of the sides go for 2-point conversions later on?
Could possibly happen, depending on field position and where they are in the game.
As both squads are getting ready to kick the ball off here, as it is currently 6-6 in the first quarter with about 1:34 remaining, as the Burlington Red Devils are taking on the Melrose Red Raiders here at Varsity Field at Burlington High School.
Yeah, quick game. Very few penalties.
Yes, very clean for both sides as Otavo and Zachary Sear are in the backfield getting ready to receive the kick. Gotcha, Paul.
Got me covered.
As the kick is up, this time not a squib kick, is caught by Otavo. Otavo brings it up to 20, 25, tries to escape and is brought down by about the 32-yard line. So again, decent field position for Burlington. Not as great as the other two possessions, but we'll take it.
Yeah, decent, a good run back that time. Picked up his blockers in front of him. They had a little bit of a wall forming over there.
As Burlington with it right now, we have Kyle Forster and Zachary Sear looking like in the backfield, and two receivers to the left in the single back set formation. As we have a timeout. There's a timeout called for Burlington, so Burlington takes their second timeout of the game.
I mean, that's all right. They have like 20 timeouts in this game. So, again, a little confusion, in personnel out there for the Red Devils.
And hopefully Burlington can do something with this timeout to maybe come up with a play to pick up some more yards and get a first down. As more discussion between Bonfilio and the referees as the play will look like it will finally start. As Zachary Sear to Bonfilio's right, Kyle Forster behind him. Otavo on the inside. On the left is along with Fernando Lamine. Zachary Sear in motion to the right. As he throws it to Zachary Sear, a little screen pass to the right side, and he is brought out of bounds again for 1 or 2 yards gain. Paul, looks like Melrose read that play perfectly.
They read it perfectly. You could see the linebackers coming in as Bonfilio was getting ready to throw it. They were already in position to make the play. So it didn't fool anybody on that play.
Maybe Burlington will try to switch stuff up because they have been running this play over and over, and you saw that last drive, so maybe this will make Coach McGuire think of something new on the offense. As we have two receivers to the left, two to the right. Bonfilio with Zachary Sear to his left, looking, hands it up. Play action, fakes, gives it to 16, who catches it by Burlington. He's going, and he is brought down by Melrose. Patrick O'Halloran with the reception, as that is just what Burlington needed, Paul.
Again, made a nice play, split the defense right after he caught the ball, ran well and picked up some great yardage.
Take over 1st and 10
this is just what Burlington needed as they get it about the 36-yard line here. It's Patrick O'Halloran, the senior, his brother last year, Shane O'Halloran, a great running back for the squad, as the handoff is given to Zachary Sear, who finds the hole yet again, is brought down finally by Melrose as he picks up 6 yards there for Burlington.
Again, Sear continues to run hard for Burlington. Again, a tough back to bring down.
As I said, Zachary Sear is purely a beast. He's a phenomenal runner, and he's really showing this already in the first quarter of this game. As more aggravation between Bonfilio and the referees pursue. Bonfilio, the forcer to his right, Zachary Sear to his left, fakes it, looking, finds it towards Lamine, who drops the pass. It looks like it was a bit low there.
A little bit low, but something that's catchable in the situation that they're in.
Something that you just got to catch right there. That would have been a big play for Burlington.
Let's see what the penalty is.
Offsides against Melrose.
It's an offsides on Melrose, so
Burlington had a free play that time.
Burlington gets lucky yet again. And Paul, offsides is really costing Melrose in this game so far.
Yeah, they made some mistakes that, again, a varsity team shouldn't be making.
As Otavo motions to the left, Lamine on the right. As we're set up in the standard I formation, Otavo moving back to the right. As Bonfilio is getting ready to snap, who shovel passes it over to Zachary Sear. Zachary Sear trying to get more yards and is finally brought down by Melrose as he picks up 0 yards there.
Yeah, he tried to get around the corner that time. Melrose had great defense on that play. They were basically waiting for him to come around, trying to come around the corner.
And that's the end of the first quarter with the score.
As the first quarter ends right now, as it is a tie game, 6-6, which not many expected, Paul, as some said it was going to be a blowout in this game, including myself, as I thought it was going to be 28-13 so far, as there is much in this game to prove. Burlington is holding up so far.
Yeah, they're doing well. I mean, they made some mistakes and they had some opportunities. They had great field position a couple of times in that quarter and didn't capitalize on it. And like we were saying, that's something that can come back to haunt you later on in the game. But again, both missed the point after, so they're pretty equal in what they're doing right now.
As the crowd is slightly getting into the game right now, as it's not as it once was in the home opener against Barica.
Well, at least they have some fans from Melrose that finally showed up. When we getting ready to go on the air, there was, I think, 3 or 4 people sitting in the stands.
So at least their support section is finally back in here again. As the Burlington fans are finally starting to get back in here, as a couple of them were ejected in the past game through a few incidents, as almost the whole fan section was removed from the game. So happy to see that is not an issue anymore.
I never heard of that, a whole section being thrown out.
Well, it's quite a story now. As Bonfilio and McGuire yelling out plays here. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Red Devils here. It's Kyle Forster to his right, Zachary Sear to his left as wide receivers. We have Julian Otavo on the right. And Patrick O'Halloran on the left.
He's gonna get.
As the snap is high, Bonfilio looking towards the end zone. Looks like that was intended for Fernando Lamine.
Yeah.
Intended for number 5, Fernando Lamine.
Looks like Lamine might not have run his route correctly, and
he had a little bit on that throw too. That was a hard throw to catch.
So communication has been the issue so far here, as we saw a drop pass by Lamine earlier and a underthrown pass by Bonfilio to Zachary Sears. That could be an issue for later in this game, as the fans are trying to get in the game.
Well, he went to the last second on that play before he got the ball. A little better this time.
As Bonfilio snaps it, looking towards Lamine again, as it just shuffles off his hands. Paul Lamine's got to catch that.
Yeah, they ran the same play again, exact same play that they just ran before that. took a little bit off it, but like you said, Lamine should have had that. It was in his hands. They say if it hits your hands, you should have it.
As unfortunately, Burlington could not get it there.
So 4th and 6, it looks like they're going to go for, again, too far from a field goal that's out.
When you miss an extra point, you wouldn't take a field goal from this
exactly.
range.
Except for the wind. The wind could be a factor here tonight. It's gusting.
As Bonfilio looking at some plays as he has Kyle Forster in the backfield. As he fakes it, play action, gives it towards the end zone, towards Julian Otavo, who the pass is thrown incomplete. Looks like he dropped it, as that would be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, it looks like it got tipped on the line there as he was getting rid of it. And again,
Melrose will take over on downs.
the Melrose, unfortunately, is going to take over on downs.
Very unfortunate for Burlington, as that was their second drive, as they were very close to scoring, as Melrose, as you said, will take over and try to break the score, as it's 6-6 right now. Tie game here at Varsity Field. As
Let's see what Melrose can do. They're going into a pretty good breeze right now. So it might affect the passing game for Melrose.
as Jack Mays, three receivers to the left in the trips format right now, as the handoff is given to Mike Pedrini, who is brought down by Burlington for a gain of no yards.
Pedrini on the carry for Melrose, tackled by number 15, Kyle Forrester.
Kyle Forster with the tackle.
Gain of 3.
Kyle Forster, Paul, has sure been a beast. He's really shown the tackles on the defensive end and the runs on the offensive end tonight.
He's played well. We mentioned his name a couple of times now tonight. He's played well.
Really shows Burlington's depth at both positions, as Mays gets the snap, hands it off to 30.
Oh,
30
nice.
picking up yards and is brought down by Burlington. Tackle made
Number 30, Kevin Peete
by
on the carry
by
for
number
Melrose.
16, Patrick O'Hauer there. As many players on this roster for Burlington are on defense and offense here. As
Yeah,
that was,
and that's what we saw in the Bill Ricker game. The toll that it takes, okay, going both ways, and that was a hot night too. Tonight's perfect. We can
As
play
that-
all night tonight.
as that was Pete Kevin, 5'9", 160 on the carry there. As the sophomore here for Melrose, as Hayes setting up, two receivers to the left, one to the right. Hayes snaps it, looks, and it is tapped away from Pedrini, and Burlington with a nice defensive effort there.
Yeah, actually,
Broken up by
he
number
threw it right
11.
into the defender's back that time. But again, good coverage by Burlington on that play. Going to force Melrose into a punt situation.
As Melrose goes 3 and out right here, and Burlington will hopefully get more field position as Zachary Sear in the backfield. Hopefully we can see another punt return here today.
Yeah, and those flags are straight out, so
As the kick is up high and short, as it's bounced and picked up by Melrose at about the 43-yard line.
great field position that time.
Red Devils will take over.
We'll see if the second quarter here can produce a little bit more than the first quarter.
43-yard line.
As Burlington with about the third time where they have great field possession, and hopefully this time they can really take advantage of it. As the offense is getting set in again. Fernando Lamine on the outside, Julian Otavo. Both wide receivers being in the same position tonight, trying to make a difference here for Burlington, as Forrester and Zachary Sear in the backfield. Forrester to Bonfilio's left. As the snap is high, looking, and is a scramble by Bonfilio towards the end zone, toward Lamine, and Lamine drops the pass.
Wide open that time. Lamine hit his hands. Nobody around him to knock it away and just dropped it.
That's the second or third time where Lamine has to catch the football. That would have been nearly a game-changing play for Burlington.
It would have been a score. He was going in on that play.
As Burlington will have to do with what they have right now.
Well, you come back in and you just forget about it and move on to the next play.
As has two receivers in the backfield. Again, you can guess who it is as a handoff is given to Zachary Sear. Sear up the middle, picking up more yards. He's going. Zachary Sear, touchdown, Burlington, as the Red Devils take the lead, 12-6 over Melrose. Paul, Zach Sear did it again.
Well, we were watching, and then nobody came out of the pile, and then all of a sudden he comes shooting out of the pile and just took off, showed his speed, and just pulled away from the defenders from Melrose.
As the blocking, as always, as we were saying before the game, for Burlington, their offensive line is pretty tricky, but in this game, at least for the run block, they're really showing how dominant they can be.
Exactly, and there's the kick, and the kick is
no good
no
again.
Good.
This is not Lamine's night as he misses 2 extra points and drops 2 passes already, one including a game-changing play, as that could come back to bite them again, Paul.
I mean, big time. I mean, that's 2 big points there that they could use here. And it kind of takes away a little bit from the touchdown, but again, Sear with a nice play out there, just broke free of the pile and just showed tremendous speed going in for the score. Now what Burlington has to do is come back and they have to shut him down. Take him so Burlington right now has the momentum in the game.
As Burlington needs to have a big defensive possession coming up to hopefully stop Melrose, as this has been a kind of give and go game so far, as both teams have been even since the start of it, as Lamine is getting ready to kick this one off.
Music's lovely.
As papers are flying in the booth here today.
Yeah, the wind is gusting.
And maybe that's why Lamine has missed these 2 extra points, because that definitely plays a factor.
Again, the ankle spray played tricks on him. I thought he had it, but it was off to the left.
Just off there as Burlington is getting set to kick the ball off. As the fans, they're certainly trying to be encouraging here.
Short kick.
As the kick is dropped and will go, looks like that is out of bounds. So Melrose will still retain possession, but
that was a close play. You could see he had trouble right from the start there. He was trying to catch it, and the ball was, again, just kind of floating around up there in that wind.
First down, Melrose.
a very close call there for Melrose, as Burlington nearly gets off with maybe a trick there. Not intended, but it happened. As a football is tossed off the field by the referees, maybe that could have been deflated, Paul, as we folks in New England sure know about deflated footballs. As Mays gets the ball, Mays looking and will take it himself, running, and is brought down by number 20 on Burlington, Zachary Sear, making the defensive effort. Man, he's everywhere today, Paul.
Offense, defense, special team.
Second down, 9.
He's having a good game so far, and again, picked up 1 yard on the play, read it well.
And we were talking earlier about Shanae Gurrier, the senior running back that was phenomenal last year. It seems like so far Zachary Sear is filling that hole.
Yeah, exactly.
As the snap is given to Padrini, Padrini gets it on the outside, rushing to pick up more yards, and is brought down for a gain of about 6 yards on that play.
I'll tell you, he turns that corner, he turns the Jets on, he is fast.
He's one fast man. Zachary Sear and him have some stuff in common. As Melrose with a 3rd and 3 right here. Jack Mays takes it, gives it up to Padrini yet again. As
second, third, and fourth effort gets the first down.
He gets it.
It's going to be close.
It's very close, as indeed.
Tell where the referee's standing there. He might be. Yep, you got it.
As it is a first down. Melrose, as Padrini every play muscling his way through and picks up the first down for Melrose.
It's unfortunate because he didn't have the first down that time, but a second and third effort Picked up the couple yards that he needed.
As Mays looking to his right, Mays gets his receiver and is dragged out of bounds. Is dragged by Burlington as the ball was dropped, but it was already incomplete.
Yeah, it already had hit the ground. Again, Burlington a little slow coming up that time.
Mays pass complete to number 12, Nick Carrillo.
As that is number 2, Nick Carrillo there
Mike Pavo
on the
tackle.
catch as Michael Pavo on the tackle as it took many Burlington defenders to bring him down there.
3.
As the snap is given to number 27 on Melrose, who surely picks up the first down by Connor Crovo with the carry.
Yeah, he picked it up easy that time. Just a nice hole on the right side.
Finally, someone different on the carry, Paul.
First down at the Burlington
And he does
49-yard
well.
line.
Yes, as their running situation has been going great for them today. As 2 receivers lining up on the left, 1 on the right. As Crovo right next to Hayes, as Hayes gives it to his receiver on the right side and is tackled out of bounds by Michael Pavo again with the tackle as it's a pickup of about 6 yards.
Mike Pavo into the
Nice play
tackle.
that time. He went up there, he threw the ball. Actually, he threw it before the receiver made his cut.
Second down 4.
As that was Nick Carrillo with the catch, 2nd down and 4 here for Melrose. As Hayes takes it himself yet again, trying to get more yards, finds his way, little bit of moves there, and picks up the first down by far, gets it to about the 28-yard line. A nimble quarterback there, Paul.
Yeah, he stopped, initially stopped and then bounced off the tackler and picked up about another 10 yards.
As a tremendous offensive effort here for Melrose. As we were saying before, Paul, Burlington really needs to get a defensive stop right here, and so far they have not done that.
They haven't done it so far in this drive.
As Jack Hayes getting ready for the snap. Hayes gives it to Padrini yet again. Padrini, we haven't seen his face in
Yeah, he
one
just
or
took
two
the words
carries.
out of my mouth. That other play, the other set of plays that they ran, it was all Padrini. Now they switched off and didn't mention him at all.
On the tackle for Burlington.
Burlington read that one as Padrini picks up 3 yards there. As Padrini has been the one-man, one-show part of their offense for most of the game. As Jack Hayes takes a snap, Hayes looking to his right, and that is read beautifully by the Red Devils as he is tackled by
Gang tackled over there, which is great.
Mays pass is complete.
as
Alec Rollins on the tackle.
Abbott with the catch is Alec Rollins with the tackle.
I believe they called timeout.
As there's currently 5 minutes and 4 seconds roughly remaining, as the Burlington Red Devils so far are up 12-6. If you're just joining in, I'm Joe Viscioni, and I'm with
Paul Strati.
here at Varsity Field on a wonderful Friday night where a storm might have been incoming, but looks like no storm is here right now.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, you can tell it's getting cooler out, but a good night for football.
Great night for football. As a
First and 10 Melrose at the Burlington 13-yard line.
penalty was given, Paul,
I didn't see the call. I was,
as I believe it was a holding call against Burlington.
so 13-yard line.
As Jack Hayes gives it over to Padrini. Padrini getting more yards and breaks into the end zone for his second score of the game. Touchdown Melrose, as the game is tied for the second time today,
The flag on the play. We'll see what the call is.
as that could mean something different here. As it is a holding on Burlington.
If that's the call,
Holding against Melrose.
Excuse me, against Melrose. Read that a bit wrong.
Touchdown's negated.
Touchdown is brought back as Burlington gets a stroke of luck here.
Yeah, they were lucky on that play, but that's maybe why he scored too. A little hold in there coming around the left side.
As Melrose has to readjust their plan here, as it will remain a first down, but no touchdown for them.
Spot foul, first down goal from the 10.
As it's first and goal from the 10-yard line. As Jack Hayes looking at his option. Hayes in the shotgun format. Motion as he hands it off to 30. 30 is nearly brought down by Forrester and is finally brought down by Zachary Sear.
On the carry for Melrose.
Good second effort that time, though, by
As Kevin Pete there with the carry for Melrose.
I mean, Pete had a nice second effort because he would have been thrown for more of a loss than he actually got on that play.
Second down goal.
As it's second and goal here for the Red Raiders. Jack Hayes with fullback and halfback right beside him as he hands it off to, I believe that was Padrini. Again, who else? Why are we even questioning who has the carry at this point?
Especially down here.
On a Jerry and then on the tackle. Third down.
As the
Get
tackle
down,
is
get
made.
in.
32.
2 yards.
As we need to get 2 yards right here. Is that given to Padrini yet again and is brought down by Burlington. Paul, that's just what we said, a great defensive stop, especially in the red zone.
Again, they're reading Padrini and just kind
Al
of.
Heller in the tackle for Burlington.
So now you got a big fourth down here. Could
As
should be
Fourth
fourth down
Melrose.
at the 2 yard line.
Timeout.
As
Melrose.
Melrose takes the timeout now, Paul, what should Melrose do here? Should they go for the fourth down play, or should they kick a field goal?
Watching the kid kick, to be honest with you, you go for the Padrini or somebody on the ground. They can't on Padrini, so their other running back would probably have an opportunity to get in. I wouldn't try a kick. He's going to be kicking into a pretty stiff breeze if they go for the field goal.
As field goals normally are usually ruled out of the question for high school kickers, and especially today with both kickers missing their hand of extra points here. I think it's out of the question that they go for a field goal here.
Well, I was watching him before we came out here, warming up, and he was having a hard time kicking out there. And we were talking 20, 25-yard field goals. Wasn't having much success.
As that will definitely play a part into what this next play is.
Some out-of-town score updates. Lexington leads Woburn 21-0.
As there's some score updates, Lexington is up against Woburn
21-0.
21-0.
Maybe Woburn was not all they were hyped up to be this year.
As our rival in the Battle of Wynn Street, as we took them on for sure and gave them a ride for their money and beat them 28-20, proving to be Burlington's first win of the season. As defensive chants are going towards Burlington, as hopefully they can make a huge stop here and prevent Melrose from breaking into the end zone. As both teams are lined up in goal line format, as it is taken himself by Jack Hayes. Jack Hayes looking as he's going to run it in, and he is more confusion as he is just stopped short of the end zone.
Names of the keeper.
He hasn't given the indication though.
No indication yet, excuse me. As
Play is good for Melrose, first down.
as Melrose takes the first down, I assumed it was goal. First and goal.
Yeah, that's what they was. I think there's confusion out here. Like,
Timeout. Melrose.
As it apparently is first and goal from the 10, which it was first and goal. It was goal before.
I'm confused right now exactly
Much
what it was.
confusion.
I thought that was, the board set up there 4th and 2. It looks like they stopped them. There's no indication was given of a touchdown.
As it will be first down for Melrose as they get 4 more downs to get in the end zone. A bit of confusion here as this will most likely go to Pedrini as Hayes with the carry himself. The quarterback takes it into the end zone and evens up the score 12-12 finally as the score is now tied and Melrose will try to kick the extra point here. As Paul, it will be interesting. Will they go for the extra point or will they go for the 2-point conversion?
That's a good point. They would probably, they're close. I'd probably go for the point after. And with that said, they spread out and they're going for the 2 points.
As they go for a 2-point conversion in the trips formation again, as they throw towards the end zone, and it is
good
caught as Melrose scores and makes it 14-12 over Burlington, and Burlington with those 2 missed extra points finally comes back to bite them.
Again, nice play that time. Little fade to the far corner. It was right there. Very easy catch.
Very easy catch, as you said there, Paul. And Burlington now with the 2-point deficit. Those missed extra points really adding up right here as they are trailing for the first time in tonight's game.
But they got 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the half here. They have, I believe, 3 timeouts, either 3 or 4 timeouts.
As they do have 3 timeouts indeed.
So they have enough time, and hopefully get a decent run back here on the kickoff. He's going to be kicking into the wind.
As so is our papers going into the wind. As Zachary Sear getting ready to field this kick alongside Julian Otavo, and it is a squib kick caught by, I believe, Rollins.
On a carry and on the return for Burlington.
No. The carry is made by Hakeem Anajarian there. As more great field possession for Burlington. Looks like they weren't expecting it there.
They got a decent field position around the 45.
Not quite sure what Melrose thought there. Maybe they were going for an onside kick, but surely not, as Zachary Sear, the beast himself, takes it. More yards, picking up about 9 or so, as he will most likely get the first down on the carry. As yes, he does.
They're gonna move here. The clock starts when they pick up the first down. They need to be in position, ready to run the play right away here.
On the Melrose 46.
As Burlington reading their plays, getting ready for a very needed big score right here. At least a field goal will be good for them as they give it to Kyle Forster up the middle, who picks up 4 or 5 yards on the carry. For Burlington.
Eating up a lot of clock though, you're almost down to 2 minutes.
Tackle by number 57, Antonio DeFronto.
Antonio DeFronto on Melrose with the tackle.
Yeah, it's going to be the 2-minute warning.
As Burlington was probably playing it to go to the 2-minute warning here in the game, as Melrose takes the lead so far, 14-12 here at Varsity Field. As Burlington will try to do something here on offense to break the score and maybe get the lead back again. As Bonfilio and Kyle Forster.
Got to take advantage of the wind here. I can keep hopping on it, but it's gusting right now.
Bonfilio scrambling, jumps over a man and is brought down by number 51 as he is sacked. 56, excuse me, by Colin Casey, the captain on defense. Not sure what Burlington is doing here, Paul, is they don't even take a timeout after the sack.
Yeah, just wasting time, a lot of time here.
As they have 3 timeouts here, so it makes sense to at least pop one of them. As Bonfilio in the back looking, he throws it up to Lehman. Lehman catches it. Gets it on the tip. He nearly dropped it, and Lehman finally catches it for the touchdown, Burlington. What a drive by Burlington as they go to the receiver, Lamine, again, who had 2 very unfortunate drops earlier in this game, and catches it on the tip.
Great concentration that time on the flight of the ball. Ball got tipped in full stride. He picked it off and went in for the score.
As that is just what Burlington needed to take the lead and get back into this game as they were trailing.
So this is a big point. Looks like they're going for 2.
As they will go for 2, maybe not trusting their kicking abilities anymore after the 2 missed extra points, as they are currently up 18-14 right now. As Bonfilio takes it himself, throws it in the end zone, and that is blocked away by Melrose. Paul, every point after touchdown attempt has not gone Burlington's way.
And that was well defended there to go into that corner there. There was 2 men on the receiver.
As Burlington unfortunately could not get it there. A 2-point conversion there, Paul, would make a very, very big difference in this game, as that would nearly be 6 points. So a score without an extra point, which teams have been missing today, including the Red Devils.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Now, what comes into play right now is that Melrose has a slew of timeouts too. I believe they have 2 or 3 left. You got minute 19 left in the game. Minute 17 left in the game. He's been showing he has a pretty good arm, the quarterback. And you got Pedrini in there, okay, as your secret weapon. See if you can get in closer, see about trying to score here. At best, keep Burlington at bay so that they don't get on the board.
As Burlington is getting set to take the kickoff, as the ball falls off the holder, and they will have to repeat it. Paul, you do not see that too often.
No, but that's the wind out there. Again, the flags are right in front of me here, and just watching them. And they'll gust and they're straight out.
As second attempt here for Lamine. Lamine, the kick is up and it is strong and far, as that will roll in the end zone and be a touchback. So a great kick by Lamine, as that puts Melrose in difficult field position.
Yeah, he looked like Janikowski on that. Now Burlington, what Melrose will probably do now is they'll just, run out the clock.
Janikowski.
For the Patriots.
That's Gosielski. Gosielski.
Gosielski?
Yeah.
Janikowski. Who am I thinking of?
Maybe thinking of the Jankowskis from earlier.
That's what the Twins. Twin Towers.
Hayes gives it to Pedrini. Pedrini getting more yards up the middle. Is not brought down yet. Picks up more yards and is brought down at about the 34-yard line as he picks up 15 yards there.
He should have been tackled 5 or 10 yards back on that play. Just wouldn't go down.
First and 10, Melrose.
Somebody like that, you enjoy watching him run.
He is a fantastic runner as he picks up 15 yards on that carry, and that's what he's been doing all game long. As Pedrini to Hayes' right. And a timeout is called for Melrose. Melrose takes the timeout with 49 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Didn't like what he saw when he came up there on the defense set up by Burlington, so he called the timeout.
As music is playing to try to get the fans in the game, maybe inspiring Burlington, as in about 49 seconds we will have the lovely Burlington High School band come on here.
See if they have that secret play that got tucked away in the bag. my son was playing, they had a bag of trick plays that they would occasionally pull off, depending on the situation.
How long ago was that?
My son,
Yeah.
95.
95, and they were still good back then. Well, they're surely a dominant team over the past few years.
Like I said, his senior year was the first year they had a winning team in a while.
As Burlington something to prove here on the defensive end. Well, the Red Raiders will try to inch it in, maybe go for a Hail Mary pass or just run out the clock. As Hayes in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Pedrini in the backfield with him as well. As the pass is up towards number 9, and pass incomplete. As Julian Otavo with the great coverage from Burlington.
Yeah, you see a stride for stride with the receiver going down the field.
As that was Stephen Abbott the pass was intended for. As Melrose trying to take a shot downfield.
Well, you might as well. I mean, it's there for you to take.
As we could see many more of those shots in the next 39 seconds here for the Red Raiders.
That took 10 seconds.
2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. As the snap is low to Hayes. Hayes more pressure. Hayes scrambling and throws it all the way down, and that is caught by Pedrini, who scrambles for more yards, and a flag is on the field.
Mike Pedrini pushed out of bounds by Kyle Forrester.
See what the flag is.
Flag on the play.
What a great play. Stayed alive on the sideline, completed the pass, and depending on what the penalty is.
As the referees are discussing. As this could be as it is surely going to be against Burlington, as Coach McGuire and McDonough are surely upset, as we have a holding against Melrose. So Burlington gets fortunate yet again, and Melrose caught with a penalty. Again, Paul, penalties have not been going Melrose's way today.
And that's a big penalty right there, because they were in position to try a play here to see if they could score.
As they are now on about the 50-yard line. Midfield right now is Melrose.
And something like this, you just kind of sit on the ball.
Maybe we might see a shot here, as Pedrini lining up as a wide receiver right now to his left.
Trying to call a timeout, Burlington.
He is wide open, Pedrini, and he could not catch it. As you said, Paul, Burlington was trying to call a timeout, but that play almost ended up very nasty for Burlington.
Yeah, because the player that was calling timeout for Burlington, Pedrini, was his man. Pedrini was all alone here in the left-hand corner.
2nd down, 10.
As Burlington is furious with the referees right now for no timeout. As the Red Raiders here
21 seconds.
with 21 seconds here. This might be one of their final plays right here as Hayes snaps it, looking deep, throws it towards the end zone, wide open, and that is blocked by Burlington. As it is a flag, as that looks like it could be a pass interference on number 11 for Burlington, Hakeem Anajarian. As Burlington is furious with the call.
See what the call is.
Probably going to be pass interference. As pass interference against Burlington puts Melrose in better field position again.
The 15-yard penalty first and 10.
15-yard penalty, first and 10, as there will be 12 seconds for Melrose to make some play out of this.
Plenty of time to have a play here, 12 seconds.
As both teams are not getting along with the officials today, especially Burlington, as this is Burlington's first big penalty, as Melrose picks up those 15 yards with 12 seconds remaining in the second quarter, as the first half is about to close.
Yeah, let's see what he has.
Jacquet's snap is low, looking, throws it high in the end zone towards 9. It is picked off by Julian Otavo with the interception. Julian Otavo with a great interception. Paul, that pretty much just closes it out.
Otavo doesn't make that interception. Melrose scores because the receiver was wide open behind him. Made a nice defensive play and saved the touchdown for Burlington.
A very risky play by Otavo, but it does work out eventually for them, as Burlington will most likely be set to kneel it out.
What impressed me the most is how Melrose moved down this field. They had 2 minutes and 40-something seconds, and they went the length of the field here.
Melrose certainly has a great offense, as they just showed right there, and we could definitely see more of that in the second half. As the kneel is taken by Burlington, and the first half has come to an end, as Burlington leads 18-14. Paul, what do you think Burlington needs to do to keep holding this lead in the second half?
They're going to stay focused out there. Just a little bit more aggression out there, a little bit, just overall, just a little bit more aggression and concentration out there. It seems to be that they were missing some of that. But again, a half and a lot of mistakes, and they have to take advantage of situations where they're in great field position. And they didn't do that, and they let 3 or 4 opportunities go by. And again, like you said, it could come back to haunt you later on.
As both teams have much to work on here in the second half, as turnover is an issue definitely for Melrose. As we will see you in the second half, I'm Joe Viscioni alongside Paul Strati, and we will see you at the start of the second half.
Now entering the field is the 2016 Burlington High School Marching Red Devils. Staff includes director Sean Bucksbaum and Fadine Soterio. Show designers are Scott McCanna-Lee and Tim Leonelli. Percussion staff is Tim Noonan, Chris Lawler, Sharon Chen, and Davis Coleman. Color guard and dance staff is Caitlin Falzone, Mara Somerville, Evan Turner, and Abby Malloy. The band is under the direction of drum majors Will Wen, Chris Costello, and Ziane Sharpa. The battery captain is Rebecca Wilson. Front ensemble captains are Ellie Yu and Charlie Paris. Dance squad captains are Taylor LaRue, Haley Heffler, Stephanie DeLeo, And color guard captains are Crystal Curran and Daniela Lombardo. Tonight, the band will be performing 3 movements from Gustav Holst's The Planet Suite, including Uranus, Mars, and Jupiter. The show is titled The Lunar Project and tells the story of the space race between the Soviet Union and the United States in the 1950s and 60s. Drum majors Will Wen, Ziane Sharka, and Chris Costello. Is your band ready? Presenting their 2016 program, The Lunar Project. Please give a warm welcome for the Burlington High School Marching Red Devils.
Television presents a special report on Sputnik 1, the Soviet space satellite. Douglas Edwards reporting. Good evening. As we've been reporting for some time, the Russians have been diverting significant resources to the quest for space exploration. And so the question remains, who will be first in the race for space? These United States of America or the Soviet Union?
back to the second half. I'm Joe Viscioni with
Paul Strati.
as the Burlington Red Devils are up 18-14 over the Melrose Red Tanners as the kick is off by Lamine and is fielded by Melrose, who finds more space, only to find Lamine to beat, as that is
It's a block.
Pedrini. Pedrini is not dragged down as will find his path to the end zone. Touchdown, Melrose. Pedrini does it again, and to start out the second half.
100-yard return by
Go ahead.
Pelini. Unbelievable. He picked up a couple blocks. I thought he was going down. I thought they had him. Escaped that and just went in untouched.
And Melrose capitalizes as they take the lead.
That's how you draw it up on the board at halftime. This is what you do.
Well, what a start of the second half for Melrose as they come down the field and get a big kickoff return score as they lead it 20-18 over Burlington at the moment, as they might be going for a 2-point conversion, but could be an extra point as well. As they are getting set up for the 2-point conversion yet again. Hayes getting ready in the shotgun formation, 3 receivers to the right, looking downfield, rushes it, lobs it in the end zone, and that is caught by Pedrini as they get the 2-point conversion. Melrose marches downfield with the kickoff return and gets the 2-point conversion. Paul, this is not the start that Burlington wanted.
Not at all. I mean, everything that could go wrong went wrong on that short span of time. Goes 100 yards. Pedrini goes 100 yards for the touchdown, and then makes the catch for the 2-point conversion. So a swing of 8 points in about 15 seconds.
In roughly 15 seconds, Melrose gains the lead, as that is just what they wanted to do, as this team is known for being an offensive and defensive threat, and Pedrini certainly providing that, as he has been key to these 22 points so far.
Exactly. I mean, he was it on that last series.
As the kickoff is set, and it is up in the air. Otavo looking for it, and the kick rolls out of bounds. Flag drawn by the officials because the ball went out of bounds, as the Red Devils will get possession.
So we'll mark off the penalty, and Red Devils take over 1st and 10, and they got some work to do.
As that is not what they wanted to start out the half, but hopefully their offense gets back into the swing of things, and maybe Zach Sear can get another big rushing carry, as he has been doing all first half, and hopefully he will continue that same effort up again. As
So you see here, very slow here, putting this thing together.
Melrose and certainly taking their time here. A 63, Dylan McKinnon inching up closer and closer to the line. Maybe could have thought it was going to be another squib. It would not surprise me here today, Paul.
Yeah, exactly.
As the kick is set, and it is actually a far kick given to Otavo. Again, Otavo tries to take it up the middle, gets a few blocks, and is brought down at about the 38-yard line.
Good fair return that time, and decent field position here to work with.
1st and 10 Red Devils.
Certainly better than where it could have been on the 19-yard line if the ball did not roll out of bounds, as Burlington will certainly take that as their offense, starts back up again. As Bonfilio has Kyle Forrester to his left, Zachary Sear to his right, as we have a
Timeout. Procedure. Illegal procedure against Burlington.
Against Burlington.
And those are the killers that stop a drive cold.
Now, legal procedure, that is a 5-yard penalty. I believe.
5-yard penalty, right.
Very unfortunate for Burlington, especially on their first play of this drive and the second half. So
They gain 5, they take the 5 away.
as they will have a 1st and 15 to go right now. As that penalty was surely a crowd silencer.
Absolutely.
As Bonfilio snaps it, fakes it, and it's nearly fumbled by Zach Sear, and it looks like it is recovered by
number
Melrose.
56, Colin Casey.
As Melrose will pick up possession again on the 40-yard line, roughly. 35.
35-yard line, 1st and 10, and they're gonna put them in. They're flying right
Melrose
now.
takes over 1st and 10 from the Red Devils.
As
35
Melrose
yard
certainly
line.
has the momentum after that kickoff return. Seems like everything is going their way, and that's in just the last minute and a half or so.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What Burlington needs to do here is try to contain them, make sure that they don't get any lucky plays off, as it is given to Pedrini again, as that's a loss of 1 or 2 yards.
Cody Davison. Number 52, Matt Ryan.
Tackled by Cody Davison, certainly a fan favorite here in the stands.
We got him in the corner over here. But again, Burlington needs to stop Melrose right here. A score here by Melrose, and we're going to be in trouble.
As Melrose with 2nd and 12 on the 36-yard line. They give it low to Hayes. Hayes gives it to Pedrini. Pedrini getting more yards, rushing on the edge, and is finally pushed out of bounds by number 15 on Burlington, Kyle Forrester, as he is, I believe, just short of the 1st down.
I'll tell you, he turns the corner and he turns the Jets on, and Burlington's having a hard time containing him once he turns that corner.
As Pedrini is definitely, he is a work of art. He is so fast. He has so much strength and muscle.
And he's not a big kid.
He's not a big kid, but he is surely providing them.
But he's strong, and he's
As it is nearly given to Pedrini again, but Jack Hayes takes it himself
Hayes on the keeper, tackled by number 20,
and
Zach
picks up
Sear.
1 or 2 yards, which will give them
Plays
the
good
1st
for
down.
Melrose, 1st down.
gets a 1st down out of the play to keep the drive going.
Anytime a handoff is given to Pedrini, I'm pretty sure us in the booth up here think that next play is going straight to that guy. And right there, Hayes fooled us and took it himself. As the ball is nearly fumbled, and Burlington winds up on top as Hayes.
Handled by Mays and recovered.
Hayes picks it up and, Mays,
A loss of
Mays
3 on the play. And 2nd down.
loses 3
13.
on the play right there.
So Burlington fortunate to recover the fumble.
As Melrose gets it with 2nd and 13. As Mays gets it, Mays launches deep towards the end zone, and that ball is tipped out, incomplete.
Intended for Nick Carrillo.
Great coverage by Charlie
Rolled
Stanton.
out by number 1, Mike Pavo.
Number 1, Mike Pavo of Burlington.
And nice play, had great position on him. And timed his leap to knock it down.
As Melrose getting their play set up as Pedrini and Mays chatting about a possible play as Pedrini is lining up as a wide receiver. As the snap is up, Mays looking to his left, throws it over to 22, 22 picking up yards. He's going, gets through a hole, and gets roughly to the 15-yard line of Burlington.
Nice call that time. Mid-screen,
Hakeem Manajarian in on the tackle for Burlington.
Hakeem Anajarian on the tackles. We've seen him make many defensive plays so far. As
So 4th and 2 here. Big play here coming up. Melrose trying to keep this drive alive and Burlington trying to stop it.
As I almost thought there was about to be a kick, but Mays hands it off to Padrini. Padrini is brought down by Burlington by Kyle Forrester. Paul, this is just what Burlington needed to stop them right here, and what a better place in the end zone.
Exactly. Nice play that time by Forrester. Came up, beat his block, and was in to make the play, and again keeps Burlington in this game.
As it is a huge confidence booster for Burlington, as they know that their defense can finally stop them, and what a better place to do it in the end zone. But Burlington's offense will have many yards to make up right here on their own 15-yard line. That's Burlington with a first down, 1st and 10 right here.
10.
As the handoff is given to Zachary Sear. Zachary Sear breaking tackles, and one flag is thrown. If the play stands, it will be a pickup of 3 or 4 yards. As the officials are discussing.
Pointing towards Burlington, so we'll see. It's a big penalty, 15 yards.
As I believe that was a hold on Burlington.
10 yards. See what the call is.
Nonetheless, it is a penalty against Burlington, and certainly one that Burlington did not want. Already in bad field position, has to go for a 1st and 20 right here. As Bonfilio hands it off to Zachary Sear. Zachary Sear picking up 1 or 2 yards. But Melrose certainly knew what was going on there.
Well, you're playing in Melrose hand right now because they pretty much know you're not going to try passing. So they're putting all their effort into the running game, stopping the running game, and they're doing a pretty good job of it right now.
As Burlington is certainly in a sticky situation with 2nd down and 16. With roughly less than 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, as Melrose has the lead 22 to 18 over Burlington here at Varsity Field on a great Friday night. As the pass is given over to Julian Otavo. Otavo trying to pick up a few more yards and is tackled down by about the 16-yard line. Paul, they actually throw a pass.
Yeah, but Melrose is right there to stop it. They smelt the play out, and they were actually waiting for Burlington to come in.
As Burlington not fooling there, but will get it to about 3rd and 10. This could have been Burlington if they did not do a penalty, but unfortunately, that's what happened.
Yep.
Bonfilio gets the snap. Bonfilio looking, gets much pressure, and throws it intended for number 16, Pat O'Halloran, and that will be 4th down and 10 as Burlington will be forced to punt.
So fourth down for Burlington is going to put Melrose, should end up with excellent field position.
So what was a great stop by the Burlington defense now turns into a punt by Burlington, and will basically put Melrose back into a good position again on the offensive end, as it is up towards Stephen Abbott, and that is a fair catch on about the 48-yard line of Melrose.
A decent kick by Burlington, and again, Melrose going to take over at the 48-yard line. So great field position.
As we will see what this fantastic offense of Melrose will do, as the only score of the 2nd half so far has been that incredible kickoff return by Mike Padrini. Maybe we'll see something here again for Melrose.
Yeah, whatever the talk was at halftime, it seems to work because they come out on fire.
So their offense is fired up and ready to go. as Mays set up in the offset I formation. Looking, in the handoff is given to number 30, who is brought down by Burlington, and a huge pile picks up 3 or 4 yards there for Melrose.
Again, nice second and third effort that time. Keep the pile moving.
As it was Kevin Pete there with the carry. Kevin Pete and Mike Padrini, the two running backs that we've really only seen Melrose go to so far. As Mays getting ready for the snap, Mays looking to his left as he is going to take it himself and is brought down by Burlington. They did not fool him there. As
Halloran again made a nice play, kept the quarterback in front of him, made a nice tackle, an open field tackle. That's something new.
I didn't know we were at a Bruins game. As it's 3rd and 8 for Melrose. Melrose with 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. With Kevin Pete in the backfield. They give it to Pete. Pete scrambling for more yards. Gets by, and it will be close.
You can see that play develop right in front of us. Nice execution by Melrose.
Ray Guidi. Short of the marker, 4th down.
As it will be a 4th down and about 4th and 1, 4th and 2 there for Melrose.
So I wonder who they'll give it to.
As their special teams unit comes on the field. As it's a fake, and Padrini takes it himself, and it looks like he will.
It'll be close.
It will be very close.
Depends on the spot of the ball.
1st down, Melrose.
As it's a first down, as Burlington is furious with the call, complaining very much. Now, I'll tell you, Paul, it may have looked like it was a punt, but as soon as you saw Padrini in the backfield there, you could tell it was going to be a fake.
You could hear him yelling out which side he was going to.
As Melrose with a trick play picks up another 1st down, 1st and 10 on the 42-yard line of Burlington. Mays in the shotgun formation gets the snap. Looking, hands it off to Padrini again. Padrini rushes straight up the middle and is brought down by Burlington by, I believe, Kyle Forrester. Padrini picks up another 1st down.
He was through that line before they can even make a play on him. He was like a rocket going through that line.
He's one fast man.
Sure
and that
is.
play surely proves it. As yet again, Burlington really needs to show how good their defense is and get a stop up here like they did earlier in this half. As it is given to Padrini once again, who rushes up the middle and picks up about 7 yards as he is not stopped by Burlington. He has been dominant on the offensive end.
Yeah, he's kind of taken over this game, and they're going to him exclusively now. They need a yard or two or a big play, they're going to him. And Burlington just hasn't been able to stop him.
Now I'm surprised he's not even getting tired at this point.
No, he's not.
As it's handed off to Padrini once again, who rushes on the outside, picking up more yards, and runs it in the end zone for touchdown Melrose, as Melrose takes the 28-18 lead over Burlington, a 10-point lead, as an extra point or a 2-point conversion will follow here. Paul, what does this score mean for Burlington?
Well, it kind of puts them really behind the 8 ball now, and they got to do something with this next possession. They have a whole quarter to do something, but right now, Melrose has control of this game. They have momentum with them, and they have Padrini.
And they have Padrini. That's been the story of this game for Melrose. As it will be interesting to see what will unfold here, as Burlington is definitely expecting a 2-point conversion, and that's what will happen. As Hayes gets the snap and hands it off to Pedrini, who rushes in for the 2-point conversion.
Nobody even touched him.
Yet again, great blocking, great running back. As Melrose takes the lead, 30-18 over Burlington. Paul, this is certainly a tough hole for Burlington to dig themselves out of.
It really is, because Melrose is playing so well right now, and just trying to flip a switch here, it ain't going to happen. They're going to have to grind this out. I mean, there's still plenty of time. There's still 2 minutes left in the third quarter, and you have your whole fourth quarter, but they got to show something out here.
Melrose's offensive second half dominance has really been shown right now, as they did have one turnover on downs roughly in the end zone, but their offense for the most part has been fantastic right here, as they did get the kickoff return too. So Pedrini, as said, is a man of wonders, and we have mentioned him many times, but you got to keep talking about him because he's doing so much for this team.
He really is. He's been a one-man show out there, and they've gone to him, and like we were saying before, unless it's broken, you keep going to it.
It seems like after play, he's not even getting tired. It's just fueling him to get more and more yards.
If anything, the linemen are tired chasing him.
As the kickoff is up by Charles, and it is caught by Otavo, and Otavo gets to roughly the 34-yard line until tackled by Melrose.
So Burlington's going to have to open it up here. They're going to have to start passing a little bit more.
As Burlington needs to stop relying on their run game so heavily, as you said, Paul, they need to work on their passing game. As maybe Fernando Lamine, who had a big pass earlier for a touchdown, but had a couple drops. So it'll be interesting if they go to him more.
Yeah, kind of balanced out, because those drops could have been scores.
As Bonfiglio looking, fakes it and goes for Lamine. It is picked off by Melrose on a tip as they get it at about the 35-yard line. That is just what Burlington did not need, Paul.
No, exactly. And the ball got tipped. Again, nice play by Melrose. Hands in the air on the pass play, and they got tipped and recovered by Melrose. And they're in great field position. Again, they're at the 35-yard line.
Very unfortunate for Burlington, very unfortunate.
So Melrose can see blood in the water now, and they're going to go for the kill here.
As a score from Melrose here could certainly close the gap in this game. As there is 2 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the third quarter, Melrose, or Elrose, apparently by the fence, could have a chance to extend their lead right now. As Mays fakes it, throws it deep towards the end zone, and it is nearly caught, but is thrown out of bounds by Mays, intended for number 9, Stephen Abbott, the captain.
Yeah, it's kind of a jump ball in the corner, just put it up there. Abbott has the height advantage over the defender, but again, was able to knock it away.
Looks like it was just a bit overthrown, but when it is a lob pass, there's not much you can do there. As it is going to be 2nd and 10 on Burlington's 35-yard line. As it is handed off to Pedrini yet again, who picks up 5 yards with the carry.
The carry to Melrose. Tackle by number 15, Kyle Forrester.
And Kyle Forrester with the tackle, number 15.
Third down.
I'll tell you, I've been doing this for a while, and he's one of the better backs that I've seen in a long time. Just his explosiveness and just his athlete. He's quite just a great athlete.
As they give it to Pedrini yet again, who picks up more yards in the middle, and it looks like it will be just short of the first down. And as you said, he has been phenomenal, and you've been covering this sport for a while, especially on the high school level, and he's really this good.
He really is. He really is. He's really stood out, both offensively and defensively. We called his name a couple times on the defensive side also.
Now I'm just amazed about how he's not tired at this point, going through every play on offense, then making some key tackles on defense.
It's the Italian, the pasta.
As
Mays on the keeper.
As Mays takes it himself and picks up
Gonna be close.
1 or 2 yards. Yes, it will be close.
First down, Melrose.
First down, Melrose, excuse me. As
Not what we needed.
At the end of the third quarter with the score, Melrose 30, Burlington 18.
as that is the end of the quarter. In fact, is Melrose 30, Burlington 18. Paul, what does Burlington need to do to get back into this game?
Well, they're not going to get it back all at once, so they're going to get the ball here to start the fourth quarter. In little pieces, in chunks, okay, in plays like that. Don't try to get it all at once because you're not going to do that. And just, you know, you got a lot of time. You got 11 minutes to do something here in the fourth quarter. If they try getting it all at once, they're not going to do it.
And it starts on defense. Burlington needs to have a key defensive stop right here and then allow their offense to try to get something rolling, as it was unfortunate on their first play of the drive as Bonfilio, throws an interception. As both teams switch sides of the field, as it is the beginning of the fourth quarter. As Mays is getting ready right here to take the snap. Mays hands it off to Padrini again, going down the middle, as Padrini looks like he picks up 5 yards on the carry. Paul, I'm tired of saying Padrini's name. I don't know how many times I've mentioned how dominant he has been, but he is truly something.
I think Burlington's just tired of tackling him. Or trying to tackle him.
Trying to tackle him.
Be interesting to see what he has for total yards.
Now that is a stat I'd love to see. As they give it to Padrini again, and Padrini is finally brought down by Burlington. Burlington with a nice defensive effort right there.
Forrester again come up and was able to trick by Padrini. So 3rd and 5 here.
As we will see what Melrose will do here, but I already have a pretty good idea of who they'll give it to.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even want to say his name.
And that's how Burlington's going to get burnt, because they're going to concentrate on him.
As the snap is... Mays is brought down by number 53 on Burlington. John Sombrero. As that will be 4th down. Paul, what a big play by Burlington.
Real big play, because he had time back there, and he had a couple of receivers open down below. I'm surprised Melrose isn't kicking here.
The one time they don't give it to Padrini.
Yeah, exactly.
As Bonfilio warming up on the side right here, as Melrose will go for it on 4th and 17 here. As Mays is pressured, nearly brought down, is running and taking it himself. Going down the sideline is pushed out of bounds by Kyle Forrester.
Close. He's about a yard short.
Burlington takes over.
As it is a yard short, and Burlington just stops them.
So he picked up 16 yards on that run coming around the corner there. Unfortunately, he needed 17.
As Burlington has difficult field position right here, but their offense needs whatever they can get, as they are currently down 30-18 against a great Melrose team, especially in the regular season. As we said, before losing to Waltham 15-14, winning 12 consecutive regular season games, truly showing their dominance in this league. As Bonfilio gives it over to Zachary Sear. Zachary Sear runs it to the 25-yard line and picks up about 7 yards.
Yeah, that was a good run that time by Sear. We haven't said his name too much today because Burlington hasn't had the ball here in the second half.
Second down, 3.
As hopefully Burlington and their offense can get going right now. as Bonfilio has Zach Sear to his right, Kyle Forrester to his left, Fernando Lamine on his left as a wide receiver, and the ball is handed off to Kyle Forrester down the middle, who gets into a pile of players and is brought down for looks like no gain.
First down.
First down, excuse me. Man, these yards are sometimes hard to track.
So first down for Burlington. I would think that they would open it up a little bit now.
As Burlington finally gets the elusive first down and can restart their offense. Bonfilio in the back, most likely as he sets up for a pass, throws it deep for Zach Sear. Zach Sear catches it, gets a couple more yards, and is brought down at the 42-yard line.
Nice play that time. Nice time. Took his time, stayed in the pocket, and put it right on the money.
Right on the money indeed. And Zach Sear, unlike some others, he won't drop that pass. And he gets Burlington in fairly good field position for another first down. As Bonfilio with two running backs with him, as he's looking, throws it deep towards Otavo, and that is intercepted, picked off by Melrose. Paul, yet again, Burlington with another horrible turnover.
Yeah, again, that time the receiver on that play overran the ball, left the Melrose player there in front of him, and he just a very easy interception.
Very unfortunate for Burlington, as is their second interception of the second half, as Melrose will get it back. Paul, that possession looked like it was going Burlington's way just until then.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what separates the good teams. You know, they were able to capitalize on it and to add misery here to the game. It's starting to pour.
As the storm is finally rolling in, I'm glad we're in a booth, as the handoff is given to...
Just don't touch anything electrical.
Mike Pedrini. As
there we go.
The fans are...
Fans are panicking. It's raining.
Scrambling around.
We haven't seen much of this lately.
As it's definitely nice in here.
Yeah. We'll stay here.
2nd down 8 for Melrose.
As Melrose has it with 2nd and 8. As the handoff is given to Pedrini yet again. Pedrini rushes it up the middle and is brought down by Alec Rollins.
12, Alec Rollins.
So this is going to be the longest 6 minutes we ever spent. It's pouring right now.
I haven't even felt the drop of rain yet.
No. And they've been predicting this all night. Just pre-game, it was awful dark. Looked like it was gonna rain.
As I do feel bad for some of the players out on the field at this moment. As it's 3rd and 5 for the Red Raiders. It's snapped over to Hayes, who gives it over to Pedrini. Pedrini rushing again. As the rain will not stop him as he just picks up the first down.
Tackled by 11, Hakeem Anajarian. Good for Melrose, first down.
So Melrose gets a first down on their play, and again, the rain not stopping them at all.
Nothing can stop this man. The rain,
sleet,
the
snow,
even the opposing players. As it is now downpouring.
We haven't had rain for what, 6 weeks?
As the ball is snapped to to Kevin Pete, I believe. And he picks up a couple of yards.
For Melrose, correctly.
5 minutes here left in the game.
Tackled by 67, John Larson. Second down, 7.
As it is a 2nd and 7 with less than 5 minutes to go.
I think everybody forgot about the game.
As it is definitely a rainstorm right now, and I'll tell you, with a bit of a drought in Massachusetts, they could use something like this.
Yeah. It's not
As
going to hurt.
the snap is given to Mays, and it's back over to Pedrini, who is in a pile of Burlington
Greedy on the carry.
and Red Raiders players as he picks up 4 yards on the carry.
Surprised he hasn't switched off to one of the other backs just to give Pedrini a break.
As even the cheerleaders are in ponchos, so everyone is getting ready for this rainstorm. As they wind up in the basic offset I formation. Mays getting ready to snap it. Mays looking, gives it over to Pedrini, who rushes through the middle again. And Pedrini picks up the first down.
Pedrini on the carry.
Once more.
First down. Tackled by number 20, Zach Sear, and number 11, Hakeem Anajarian.
Zach
3.5 minutes.
Melrose at their own 40-yard line.
Good thing we're playing on a turf field, not a grass field. Grass
Exactly.
field. I could not imagine that if we were playing on the Billerica fields.
Yeah.
As the rain is certainly hyping up Burlington, which is a good sign to see. As Mays getting ready to snap. As Mays
Fumble on the play, recovered by
nearly
Melrose.
fumbles it, but recovers it himself on the little keeper play.
Yeah, ball gets wet, a little slippery, but was able to recover it.
As rain is starting to pour inside as well.
Yeah, watch out for those wires.
And that's why I'm scooting back.
2 minutes. 2 minutes left.
As it is roughly 2 minutes remaining in the second half, fourth quarter of this football game, where Melrose is leading 30-18 over Burlington. And this game was close, Paul, as Burlington had an 18-14 lead
Exactly.
over
We start the
Melrose.
third quarter. It was anybody's game, and Melrose just took charge.
And just like last game when they played against Woburn, Burlington had the 28-6 lead over Woburn, and they did not score in the second half, and they are yet to score in the second half again. So these second halves could be their issue. As many Burlington fans have retreated, the Melrose side is very loyal with
Well, it makes it good for the traffic getting out of here.
as there's roughly 1 minute and 43 seconds remaining. If you're just tuning in to the end of the game, I'm Joe Viscione alongside
Paul Strati.
as Burlington is currently down 30-18 as this game is just about to close up in the middle of a rainstorm.
All of a sudden, came out of nowhere.
As it's a good thing that we prepared for this.
Just close your eyes and think you're in the islands.
And the music cuts out. Looks like none of that. As the snap is given and a flag is called.
Right on the play. Delay a game against Melrose.
It's delay a game against Melrose.
Trying to milk it as best they can. It's almost stopped. It's just a drizzle.
Down and a lot.
As now it is sideways rain. As the ball, as it is a sack by number 36, Cody Davidson, the junior. What a great play by him.
Fourth down.
Only if this could have came earlier.
Exactly, this kind of effort. And They're just kind of going through the motions now.
I didn't know we were seeing through purple.
Get hit by lightning or something? We didn't know that.
Timeout. Burlington.
As Burlington calls the timeout, as now the rain is almost dying down. As this game is certainly coming to an end right now. Paul, if you could choose a player of the game for both sides, I'm pretty sure I already know who it is, but...
Well, definitely for Dreamy for Melrose. And I think for Burlington, Sarah had a decent game. We mentioned him a lot both offensively and defensively, so...
Padrini certainly has been making his impact on this game and is probably a main reason why they are in this position with... I mean, they started the momentum, Padrini, with that kickoff return touchdown, which could contribute to where they are now.
Everything the coach said to you at halftime went right out the window when he runs 100 yards on you.
As the punt is up and is going to be fielded by Zachary Sear. Zachary Sear takes it around the 50-yard line and is brought down at the 47-yard line, tackled by number 50, Pat Wellen.
So again, the rain seems like it passed. Quick shower.
49.
Burlington's going to take over at the 49 with, what do we have, about 118.
But when it comes to showers, you know what they say in New England. Wait 2 minutes and the weather will change just like that, and that's
right.
just what have occurred. There's roughly a minute or more to go. As Burlington looking for one or two last plays to make this, maybe get a score and make this game even more respectable. As Bonfilio getting pressured.
Got time, just throw it.
His time has to throw it, and he heaves it out of bounds.
Pass incomplete.
Paul Bonfilio should have just released that sooner.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing around out there. Nobody was open, and just either run it or get rid of it.
As he took a bit too much time there on that play, as we'll see what he does now. As Fernando Lamine is taken out of the game now. And so Lamine is back in the game again. As Forster is lined up as a wide receiver, on the left. As Bonfilio gets the snap and throws it short to Zachary Sear. Paul, again, Burlington on with their throws right here not working out.
No. And again, the field conditions now, it's miserable out there. It's slippery. Right around the 40-yard line, there's a little puddle.
As yet again, a football is tossed off the field, and we know what that might be. I don't even have to say it. Deflategate. As the ball is snapped to Bonfilio. Bonfilio looking, gets pressured yet again, and that's a throw intended for number 7 on Burlington, Gianni Newman, who gets it around the 30-yard line.
Number 7, Gianni Newman, good for Burlington, the first down.
As Burlington gets the first down on roughly the 30-yard line with 46 seconds remaining. As the pass is intended up for Lamine, and Lamine drops it yet again. Paul Bonfilio with a perfect pass for Lamine, and he just could not get it again.
Yeah, again, right in his hands that time, bounced away from him, incomplete, but he had an opportunity. He had beaten his man to the ball.
That's probably 2 near touchdown drops that Lamine has had in this game, so certainly not his best performance.
Timeout. Melrose.
As Melrose takes the timeout with around 30 seconds, seems like they are,
These guys are killing me.
as they care about a potential score for Burlington, which may not be a big threat. It's just 30 seconds could turn into 5 minutes.
Exactly, it has.
as well. Most of the fans have
gone.
left the game for now. Burlington gets back into a near scoring possession with roughly 30 seconds remaining, as Cambridge Street looking like a highway at this point. So many fans trying to crowd out and leave this game. As the music is overpowering at this point, as Bonfilio takes the field maybe to try one last chance with roughly 27 seconds remaining in this game. As some fans are requesting, send him out for a pass.
All the Monday quarterbacks are here.
Bonfilio looking and throws it intended in the end zone, and it is falls short as it intended for Otavo. Looks like it went nowhere near him.
Almost looked like it was tipped or slipped out of his hand when he threw it.
As there's next to none time remaining in this game right now, it's going to be 3rd and 10 for Burlington. No, I swear, Paul, if a timeout is called here.
Getting his money's worth, I guess. Oh my God.
Flag in the play.
As there is a flag on the play.
Procedure penalty against Burlington.
As Burlington gets the false start and resets the play. As it'll be a 3rd down and 15, but doesn't make a huge difference to Burlington at this point.
No, it doesn't.
As Bonfilio looking in the end zone and falls short again. Intended for number 16, Patrick O'Halloran, who comes off the play limping. Looks like he hurt his ankle there.
So 4th down, this could be it here. Got 19 seconds left in the game.
As this is most likely going to be the last play of the game so far. And Bonfilio lining up with 2 receivers to his left and 2 to his right. Bonfilio looking in the end zone, intended for Otavo. Otavo gets open, and he is
17, Julian Otavo.
just short of the touchdown.
Just short. I thought he had it going in, but he came up just a little bit short.
Timeout. Burlington.
And Burlington takes the timeout with 7 seconds remaining.
So this is just for bragging rights or whatever. I mean, they're down 30-18.
You don't want to say you lost 30-18. You maybe want to say, oh, we lost 38-25 or 24.
Sounds better.
It
Looks
sounds
better.
much better.
Looks better in the paper.
As Bonfilio is signaling Kyle Forrester to come in the game. As there is 4 seconds remaining in the total game so far, as Melrose leads 30-18. Burlington right here with 1st down, most likely being their only down. As
That's it.
they do not get it in, and
Game's gonna. I believe that's it.
And that's the ball game.
And that's the ball game as Burlington Red Devils lose 30-18 to the Melrose Red Raiders. Paul, this was an unfortunate game for Burlington as they really got caught off guard.
Well, they got caught off guard. They had them to start the second half. You have a team that comes out, they runs 100 yards. Talk about taking the wind out of your sail. That was pretty quick, and then they come back again and scored right again. They had 2 scores in less than a minute and 30 seconds, and they kind of dictated how the rest of the game was going to go. They just didn't have the muscle to stay with Melrose. Melrose proved that they were the better team.
And you can't make these mistakes against such a great team, Melrose, and it really just shows you the scoreboard really proves it. 30-18, an unfortunate loss for Burlington.
So we come back They have Stoneham next week, which is a winnable game. We'll see how they bounce back and how they play.
And hopefully Burlington can do good. Do pretty good there. As I myself will be covering the away game, as well as the game comes to an end. I'm Joe Viscioni,
Paul Stratti.
and we thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Good job, Joe.
Thanks.
Pleasure working with you.
Good to work next to you guys.